time when things are shifting. There's gonna be a new world order out there. And we've got to lead it.
True internet suffered depression.
You are fake news.
I am not suicidal.
We'll circle back with you directly. If I can circle back, I'll circle back with you.
Do not come. Do not come.
I'm gonna come.
Hello and welcome to episode 278 of the Jeffrey and Brian Show. I am Jeffrey.
I'm Brian.
We're just two guys drinking some beer, talking what's going on. Been a pretty loud week anyway, concerning this trade war stuff going on. We'll definitely be getting into that. But first, some follow-up stuff. Remember those missing soldiers in Lithuania?
Yeah.
That they said were dead, and then they said, no, they're not dead. And
Now they're
saying,
dead.
yeah,
Three out of four are definitely dead. I actually think I
wait.
found another one where I don't know. I know they found the vehicle and 3 out of 4.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, and I was like, where's the fourth guy? Did he kill the rest of them and like defect to Russia or something?
right.
But it looks like they drowned in a swamp or something, right?
Yeah.
That sucks.
Not a good way to go.
No. Oh man. And the police in Nashville have released a major report concerning the Covenant school shooting. I haven't had a chance to read all of it yet, but this was the one when the trans kid killed the Catholic school or the Christian school kids, right?
Right. And they chose it was a she, I believe, too.
Yes.
And she chose this school because of its location away from police departments and it being a Christian school. So they didn't figure many people would have guns. Yeah,
exactly. Well, yeah, I mean, but they tried to cover all of this up when it went down. I'm sure you remember all that. They were like, no. You know, it's like,
yeah. Because it didn't fit the narrative.
Exactly. Speaking of David Hogg, man, what a piece of... Sorry, just every time these school shootings come up, it reminds me of David Hogg now. Because
I know why.
Yeah, well, he's what, the president of the Democrat Party or something, the chair or something?
He is like the third vice chair or something like that, or the second co-chair.
Yeah, and he's already been busted for like stealing their entire Rolodex to fundraise for himself.
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, that man fits right in with that party, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Luigi Mangione.
Yep.
His trial is going to be coming up very soon. Or maybe has started. I'm not sure. That'd be quick if it was. But Pam Bondi has told the prosecutors to seek the death penalty for, I guess, terrorism or just capital murder. I'm not sure.
I think capital murder.
New York doesn't execute, so this has to be a federal thing, right?
Yeah.
Which makes sense why Pam Bondi gets to make that decision, I guess. Kind of like what happened in Boston with the Boston bombing.
It says one of the federal charges against Mangione, murder through the use of firearm, makes him eligible for the death penalty if convicted. Murder with the use of a firearm.
So the fact that you used a gun, if he had stabbed the guy, he wouldn't be up for capital penalty?
Right.
That seems a little strange to me, but okay. You know, I don't make the rules, you know? You pass all these gun control laws, and then you get surprised when something happens with guns, right?
Right.
There you go, Ryan. I don't make the rules. I like that one for a title already.
It's great when one of the first ones that get put up there is a winner.
Exactly. The Houthis have shot down 3 U.S. Reaper drones.
Yeah.
I didn't know that they had technology to actually be able to hit one of these drones. I knew they had weapons, but I didn't think they were that sophisticated. So what's going to happen here? Like,
well, we see where Trump did a huge strike on their drone base. So,
did you see how he did it?
With big, beautiful bombs?
Yeah, they used Hellfire missiles and F-16s, I think. And like the jets came in and dropped their payload, which blew a hole in the ground. Then the bunker buster came in like 5 seconds behind that and detonated. I was like, oh, that's some crazy timing there.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's still doing his daily airstrikes. But if these guys are gonna keep retaliating, I don't know, man. Like, we're not gonna go into Yemen, are we?
Mhm.
With like
I don't,
soldiers, I don't think.
aren't we already in there?
I don't know, honestly. Uh, according to Joe Biden, we didn't have ex-soldiers anywhere in the world under him, right? He also said that nobody died too, but
Right. He forgot about when he evacuated Afghanistan in the dead of night.
yeah, 13 soldiers died, soldiers and airmen. Uh, okay, even Bill Maher, he's so far behind the times in general.
Yeah.
But even Bill Maher is giving NPR a hard time for saying that they're completely unbiased. He's like, "Are you out of your mind?" Oh,
It's amazing how, as he gets older, he seems to get more conservative. You know, you can't really call him a full-blown conservative, but he's definitely moving to the center of the Dems now again.
yeah, and the thing is, he's so far behind what's going on that he's, you know what I mean? Like now he's realizing this stuff that we've been saying on this show for years.
Yeah.
Like the COVID stuff's a prime example. He's come out talking about COVID. It's like it's almost certainly a lab leak. Are you kidding me? You're nuts if you don't think it was.
They laid a
All right.
dollar short.
Yeah, exactly. Like you went and boned us all and called us all a bunch of lies, and conspiracy theorists, and now you're like, oh no, they were probably right. Like, what else did they lie to you about? Oh Jesus, I'm getting updates from something, and I'm sharing my ding dings to everybody.
I don't hear it.
Oh, that's good. Excellent. I thought you guys could get that.
Nope.
All right. Well, remember when we were talking about the basically like a city underneath the pyramids?
Yeah.
Well, apparently they found two almost life-size sculptures during an excavation in Pompeii, uh, Italy, like from Vesuvius.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool, I thought. Um, and even more crazy is now they're finding proof of an ancient garden in Jerusalem near where Jesus Christ crucified and buried. Uh, the United States claims to have used what do they call it? Not astral projection, like when you can see things in your mind at far away. The US CIA is saying that they found the Ark of the Covenant this way, and it's hidden somewhere like underneath Russia.
Some people call it LSD.
That's what I was thinking too. This sounds like an MK Ultra project, huh?
We must have the good stuff with him.
Yeah, right. You selling that stuff or what? Now, how do I get this job?
Right now, shoot.
I volunteer.
Yeah, exactly.
I do a recreational purpose, but I need a waiver.
Yeah, I don't want to get in trouble for this, right?
Yeah, look, I just do it for the government, okay?
Testing purposes only.
You guys, you are a hockey fan, Brian.
Yes.
Obviously, I don't know about you, Guapo.
No, I mean I go watch it, but then I'll be
yeah. Cool. Ovechkin, a Russian hockey player in the NHL, has tied the Great Ones record for all-time goals scored.
That's crazy.
I thought that was never going to be broken. Ovechkin did have several more years than Gretzky played, though.
Damn.
But yeah, so next goal he scores, he's going to break the record. And Gretzky is actually excited because he's been like mentoring this guy for like a decade, you know?
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's pretty badass.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that went on. Aaron Judge, maybe on the Yankees, is approaching a Babe Ruth record too.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, normally we don't talk a lot of sports, but these are records that have stood for a long time, and we're insane, you know.
Yeah.
You know, you need a little bit of good news every now and then because all we do is bitch and complain about what's happening in the world, you know. Like, sad day, Val Kilmer has died.
Well, he's been battling with throat cancer forever. You could see it in the last Top Gun, you know.
Yeah, in Maverick.
Yeah.
Actually, the Black Man good in the movie.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome that he even did the movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Right. There was no. He figured he must have thought it would probably be the last thing he did, so he went ahead and did it. But there was no reason for him to do it.
No, he didn't. Definitely didn't need to. But you know.
Yeah, they outranked him over Tom Cruise as an admiral and stuff.
Well, yeah, it's because Tom Cruise left the Navy, right? And then
Cruise's
character left.
No, they're both in the Navy. He was a captain, but he just he want to keep flying. He didn't want to stop flying.
Oh, okay. I might have to
So
rewatch it. I thought
once
that he had left and come back.
no, once he made an admiral, he was not allowed to fly because
Yeah.
of the risk and
It-
stuff. So
yeah, you're too valuable.
yeah, so he's like, nah, I'm a captain. For
Well,
those on the other branches, full bird, '07. He just
Colonel.
get colonel.
yeah, they current. Yeah. There you go. Exactly. And it always gets me. They say full bird. What the fuck is a half a bird? There's no other
Just,
bird.
just yeah, that's the name. Yeah. Well, it's
No.
because it's almost spread eagle.
Well, no. If you're gonna say something, we say full bird captain. Does that tell me that it's an '06 and not necessarily the commanding officer of a vessel?
Mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But colonels, you're not a colonel because you command a unit. Like it's an actual only a pay grade, but
Yeah.
whatever.
Because in the Navy, you can have a commander that's also a captain.
Yeah, or your CO might be lower than or higher than depending on.
Yeah.
Oh, like
Uh,
03 depends on the size of the ship.
Yeah,
Yep.
you want a frigate or an aircraft carrier. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
PC is like a Navy SEAL
That's
boat.
a lieutenant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
yeah. When you got
captain
these
is the
little
captain.
gunboats, exactly.
Yeah. But then you got a carrier, which sometimes can be a full bird,
An admiral.
admiral, or a rear half staff, rear end, lower admiral, some shit like that.
Lower half and upper half.
Yeah.
But they're usually the commodore and control the entire battle group at the same time.
Mhm.
I've never heard of this kid, this YouTube guy. I think Guapo shared it. Michaela. Oh my god, very Eastern European name. In
I
Arizona.
shared this one.
Oh, you did. Okay. So tell me
Yeah.
what this dumbass did and why
He
he's
tried to
going to
go
jail.
to one of the islands that's forbidden because of the locals on the island, the indigenous people, and he tried to take a boat ashore and give them. I don't remember what he tried to give them, but
He tried to contact him
yeah,
anyway.
he tried to contact them, and some local fishermen called it in, and he's been arrested.
Dude,
Was this a
this is. I bet he's a lefty too because there's some tribes that you leave alone. They
This
don't
is
have.
a tribe that killed a U.S. missionary back in the day.
Yeah, this is
yes
like they're still stuck in the like ancient day.
primitive?
Yeah,
Yeah,
primitive style. You just leave them alone. You don't interrupt them.
yeah. They got spears. You know what I mean? And
So,
you
yeah,
make all the
Well,
racist jokes you
also
want.
some the countries are also trying to like maintain history and
yeah.
Yeah, but
culture.
It's
why
like
though?
culture. Yeah. What do
These
you mean
guys are
why?
dying of because these folks are dying of absolutely curable diseases.
They let them
They're
let them be, dude. It's like the
He
Amish.
stayed on the island for 5 minutes collecting samples and recording video footage, but did not make any contact with indigenous people.
Yeah,
uh,
because there's the cannibals that by India, and there's the Amazon people
He
too.
goes by Neo Orientalist on YouTube. He's also got a 6-part video series where he traveled through Taliban controlled Afghanistan.
Dumbass.
whoa, that's pretty ballsy. Let's be real.
You just dumbass. Why?
Yeah,
He's a YouTuber making his money on
No, you're
YouTube.
just a being a fucking yeah,
instigator.
The
yeah.
people are watching because he's doing it, he's making money.
Then they need to get arrested,
And
you
they
know,
did.
because
Well,
you
he's
gotta
lucky he
put
didn't get killed in Afghanistan.
yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
You put in like you push in shit that you're not supposed to. Just leave shit alone. It's just
Jeez, you
like this.
sound
It's like the guy going through Japan. So there's this guy that going through Japan, instigating all the Japanese people.
Mhm.
Well, he ended up in North Korea, and what he did, he showed a live video with his cell phone.
oh no.
The little app that him and another woman they were making. You know how you take a picture of two people they start making out.
Yeah, sure.
Well, in South Korea, that's pornographic.
Ah, terrific.
So he do a live stream, so he's making money for it. So now he's like a revenge porn in a way, but making profit for money. So
Yeah.
you take advantage of the person like image to take money, so in a pornographic way. So now he's going to jail for like 7
Yeah,
years.
now he's facing obscenity laws, right?
Yeah, so like that's the culture over there. Because you could show me over here, like okay, whatever, but over
Mhm.
there, like kissing is like bad doo doo in South Korea. You do in private.
Something you do in private, exactly.
It's French
Well, just
kissing. Yeah.
look at some of these Islamic faiths with the women. You're not even allowed to see their eyes. They have like a mesh over their eyes.
I've never seen them.
They're very, very orthodox.
You're not even allowed to sit next to them and show you bottle on your shoe to them because
Bottoms of your feet.
Yeah.
That means that you're beneath me.
Yeah. So, hey, pretty soon England's gonna be like that.
Oh, no kidding. England's getting real crazy with their censorship laws.
Have you watched Sagar Khan, the last video when he came to America?
The one when he was dressed up as a Civil War general for the South.
Yeah. You watched that?
I did.
Yeah, he's like he was talking about Americans how we are. Like, you know what? Compared to other countries, like you're right, but that's the southern state.
It's like you guys are nice.
Yeah, you
you're
guys are
friendly.
nice.
You're happy.
Yeah, he's like yeah, bump into people like you in the city. Of course, you're gonna act that way, But when you get to like southern style, southern,
Oh, he came to West Virginia.
Yeah, West Virginia. He went to Austin, Texas too.
Yeah, he went to West Virginia to actually be on Tim Pool's show.
Tim Pool, yeah.
Which, by the way, his company Timcast now has White House credential press pass stuff. They send their guy. I can't remember his name. He's
the guy with the glasses.
Yeah, the Jewish guy.
I guess I don't know who. I know he got one guy. You had one guy with the glasses and got into an argument. He left and they kind of replaced it with another guy look-alike. Like, wait a minute.
Well, over here, actually, we also had a ghost hunting incident
Uh-oh.
over here in West Virginia where juveniles were caught in the crossfire because people were firing shots. It was some dispute with like person who lived next door didn't want people like looking for ghosts in this other building.
Oh.
And yeah, fired at these people. So this guy fired back, but like they were kids with him. So geez Louise. Yeah, holy crap.
That's okay, whatever.
Well, good news here is the streams are being stocked with the golden trout for a big, they call it the gold rush they do every year. It's a fishing tournament.
And if you participate?
I might. You win all sorts of cool prizes if you actually catch one of these golden trout. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Can I bring my yellowfish?
Yeah, just bring your own.
You see my little yellowfish attached to my fishing pole?
Yeah.
No, it's actually a fish, like a toy fish.
Oh yeah, I've seen those.
Yeah, and
we had one on the sailboat for a while.
Well, I do that for my kids, so they want they go fishing with me, but they just catch the same fish.
Yeah, it's a magnet that grabs it, right?
No, it's like a little rubber fish attached to it.
Oh, I got some that are like magnets in them that the kids' fishing toy.
No, we go to like a dry pond, and we just like for them to like play around,
Where in the hell do you find a dry pond in Virginia?
In Norfolk over here, there's one in the park.
All right.
Well, what's going on in Norfolk? Speaking of,
we had the FBI is talking about this school bus driver that busted a child sex crime case that spanned from Virginia to New York to Alaska.
Yeah, I guess
and a Navy sailor got a 40-year sentence for it.
Hey, you know what's crazy is he's going to serve his sentence, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as he gets out, the federal government, the United States Navy is going to pick him up and put him in prison for being UA and deserting.
They should do that.
The Navy they won't go get you, but if you get picked up, they'll be like, send them on over.
No, when I was getting out, they were like, okay, you don't want to come back? Here's your paperwork. We don't care no more. We're not going to waste resources on you.
Not anymore. It's the other way around again.
Oh, really?
Recruiting's up on all the branches of service. They've met their numbers.
Okay. No, for a while it's like, you know what? You want to go UA? Here's your paperwork, dishonorable discharge. Because why are we gonna waste money keeping you up, feed you for a while, and you just don't gonna stay? So get out of here.
Well, that's why they just put him in prison.
No, even that.
The Air Force actually goes to get you. Like if you just take off, the Air Force will send someone to your house and go find you.
Mm.
Like typically, the Navy's just waiting for you to get pulled over,
Yeah,
and it
yeah.
shows up in the paperwork that you're a deserter. Like,
So
oh, and they
I
call
don't
the
know.
Navy up.
I don't know if I ever told this story back in 2004.
You were a deserter?
No, there was an old gentleman, like old gray hair dude. Like, what are you doing here? Like, we sat with him, so we like trying to figure out like, why are you in the Navy? You old, you know? Well, he went UA like his 20s. He lived entire life. He graduated, everything. He got grandkids and everything, but he just had that UA, so he came back to the military to finish his do his sentence and whatever.
It finishes enlistment.
No, just the sentence for being UA.
Oh, all right.
So he like instead of being a fugitive, he just want to go through it and let it get like do done with the system. But you had an entire life, dude. You had grandkids, you know, you had your life and everything. You just like I
Just
don't
wants to
want
get
this.
it off his soul.
He is like fuck it, I'm old. Let me finish my, you know, like I don't want to have this on my hanging over my head, you know. But you left
Yeah,
a life, you know. It's
and
crazy.
remember, well, UA and desertion aren't the same thing. Like UA, you can come back and just get in a little trouble because like you
Yeah.
went home to
Oh,
bury
this
your
is
mom without
desertion,
permission. Yeah,
big
when you're
time.
gone for
Like
30 days, like that, yep, they're not coming back.
no, this guy was gone for the entire life and just came
Yeah,
back with gray hair. Like, all right. But at the same time, like, why waste money on these people? Like, they don't want to be here. Like, whatever. We're not on time of war. Fuck it. Just send it dishonorable discharge.
and you know, people don't understand how vicious a dishonorable discharge actually is.
Yeah.
You can't
You
work
can't
at
work at most fast
McDonald's.
food restaurants.
Because McDonald's got contract with the military. That's why.
Anyone who has a contract with the federal government.
Hmm.
So like you can't even work for Amazon,
Oh, yeah.
Burger King. You know what I mean? It's like KFC. It's like, oh geez, what are you gonna do? You're gonna go to the gas station, I guess.
Mhm.
All right. And I guess you guys are having protests out in Hampton Roads about what Tesla or Musk or whatever.
Musket Doge.
Do they?
I,
God,
the only one I knew about the freaking Doge back for the, what's the name of the senator from here? They were protesting her. Like, okay, whatever. But I guess they're getting paid off because as soon as the clock hit 12 o'clock, they just like stop protesting. Like, oh, I'm
not
done.
getting paid anymore.
I'm
Right,
Off the
done.
clock.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Exactly. Because these folks, do they understand that Elon Musk doesn't actually have any authority?
Dude, if we get paid by the hour, they don't care. They're just getting work. That's the work.
Yeah.
Well, but okay, the average person who's complaining about Elon, do they understand that he doesn't actually have authority? He recommends stuff to the president, and then the
Right.
president makes a decision.
No, the average person doesn't know that.
No.
And I'm sure you heard that they're saying that Trump is getting ready to turn Elon back loose.
Well,
On
he can, as a temporary government employee, you can only serve 130 days a year.
exactly. That's all I
Yeah.
can think. 'Cause people are like, oh, Trump's finally getting it. He's sending him back to the privatized. I'm like, no, his time is up. He's only allowed to do it for so long.
Oh my god. They
And
love it how
remember,
they.
Elon's losing money every day he's doing this because he's not running his companies. He's busy
Yeah,
working
and
for free.
Nah, he don't care.
I
But
guarantee his company's got management, but still gonna be better off if he was floating around more and more present at each one of them.
Well, what's very interesting about that too is people don't realize that Elon Musk owns less than 13% of Tesla.
so he's not a CEO. Still a CEO.
He's the CEO, but he's not
He sold
the
that much
majority
off.
shareholder.
Mm.
Well, Minnesota owns more shares of Tesla than Elon
Well,
Musk does.
I think he stole his share, but he said, in order to sell your share as a CEO, you have to give an explanation why, and you say,
Yes.
"I'm gonna purchase this." I think he was invested in X space. Oh no, he was invested in Twitter.
XAI. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
Twitter. That's why he bought it $20 million. Twitter, what was it, 20 billion
44 billion.
or something like that. So that was the excuse to sell Tesla stocks because you don't scare nobody else. Like,
Now the
okay,
company's private, so you don't know how much he's making on X.
Twitter, yeah, X.
Don't dead name it, man. That's
Exactly.
bigoted. um, yeah, it's actually he paid off the loan for that too by having XAI buy X.
What is XAI?
It's the AI he's using through
Oh.
X, and basically by hooking them directly together. He's taking all the information, fire hosing its way through X to feed his AI algorithm.
Mm.
All right. You guys had a murder, I guess, happened recently in Hampton as well.
Yeah.
There's a fentanyl overdose.
That was a different one, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, yeah. Tell me about the overdose.
No, this is like happened 2 years ago. Just the sentence happened recently, so they're getting like 20 years over. I gotta go. Hold on.
Yeah, for fentanyl and heroin laced whatever, and yeah, killed the person. Crazy, man. You guys always have the most ridiculous crime out there. And you know what? I lived in Hampton Roads. I lived in Hampton and Newport News, and it didn't feel that dangerous. But then you turn around, you're like, holy crap, people being murdered and overdosing all the time. You know,
Sorry, I had to check with the boss.
the kid or the baby mama.
No, the kid is like, "What are you doing, Dad?" Like, "Oh, talking to friends." Okay, all right.
All right. Well, okay, this Judge Boasberg guy, he's the guy that somehow keeps getting assigned like every case that has to do with Trump lately. I'm
No,
sure you've noticed.
if you miss a phrase, picking. It's not a sign. It's picking.
I
He's
know.
the,
Well, it's
he's
supposed to be
head,
random.
he's the head. Of the other ones, judges.
Yeah. Well, it turns out his daughter works for a pro-migrant nonprofit group, and they oppose these gang deportations.
Mm.
Sounds like a conflict of interest from this judge, then, doesn't it?
Yeah, it sure does.
Especially with these sweeping injunctions. Since when does a district judge have more authority than the President of the United States of America?
That's exactly what people are saying.
These injunctions aren't actually technically legal. Like they're not in the Constitution
But
anywhere.
it's for local areas, not they're doing nationwide injunctions. The district court judge is doing nationwide injunctions.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not in the Constitution anywhere.
Not once. And actually, I got into a big fight with that dude Sean online about this kind of stuff because I mentioned like read the Constitution if you're gonna keep quoting it or try to like invoke it. He's like, maybe you should read it. And I was like, sure. I was like, go ahead, read Article 3 and show me where it says anything about this. And he's like, what Article 3? He's like, isn't that like they can't put soldiers in your house? I was like, that's the Third Amendment.
The Bill of Rights. The Bill of Rights.
Yeah, I was like, that's the Third Amendment. And I was like, Article 2 tells you all about the president. And he's like, oh, I guess he didn't know about like the actual Constitution. He just knew about the amendments.
And he's thinking about the Bill of Rights.
Yeah, well, Bill of Rights is the first 10 amendments.
Yeah, but it was written after the Constitution because
because you can't change it until it's written, right?
No, Rhode Island wanted to. There's a book about it. That Rhode Island was the one holding up from signing to the Constitution because they want a Bill of Rights. So they just procedure with all the amendments, and towards the end, everybody they got the Bill of Rights and stuff like that.
Well, that's exactly it. Is they didn't think it was going to be necessary to write this down because they thought it was obvious. And then someone was like,
common
"Hey,
sense."
yeah." Someone's like, "If you don't write this shit down, it's going to go away. You know it."
Yeah. And that's the thing. You assume people gonna interpret. Like we have an issue about interpretation right now. Nowadays, about how what do they mean by then, militia. What is a militia?
The thing, yeah,
what is a regular?
It doesn't say you need to be in a militia to have a weapon. It says a militia being necessary for the freedom, the right to keep it. So like, I need to be able to have a gun so I can join a militia.
Yeah.
I don't, and you know what? Fine. I'm right now forming my own militia. Now I have a right to have a gun, right?
Yeah.
So
So Tom Homan, the Homeland Security guy, is really preaching it right now, and he ripped this ruling from the district court judge. He says temporary protected status is never temporary.
Oh my God! Exactly, and this is the same judge that we were just talking about. This is the same judge that said the Constitution is all people were created equal. It's like at least quote it correctly.
It's all the same judge that's planning on calling Trump team contempt for court.
Yeah, and they're trying to tell Trump that he has to go to El Salvador to bring back some dude, and it's like I don't have the authority to go and extract people from El Salvador. Why don't you call El Salvador, you know?
Mm.
It's crazy,
Hold on,
man.
hold
Like,
on, hold on. So, this guy they want to get back. He's a Salvadorian.
is he? I thought he was Venezuelan.
No, the guy that arrested like the gang leader.
Uh-huh.
He's a Salvador.
Yeah, yeah,
MS-13,
yeah. Uh-huh.
So you're gonna tell El Salvador to turn into one of his citizens to the United States? I don't think it's gonna fly
Yeah.
because he's not a resident. He's not a citizen here, but he's one of the Salvador citizens. So I would not turn him in. Like, no, this is one of our citizens. He's a bad boy.
Right.
He's not, you know.
Yeah, well, they took a giant wad of money to incarcerate a lot of these criminals too.
Mm.
Yeah, but it
Apparently
was
it's
cheaper to
cheaper.
do it in El Salvador than here.
Exactly, it's cheaper to do it there than it is here, so it actually saves us money to send him to El Salvador and have them put him in a supermax there.
Yeah, because there was nobody in the Supermax.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
It's El
They don't do the whole
Salvador,
security thing. You just can't get out of it, and they go and kill each other.
but there's no crime in El Salvador.
No, no, because what's the guy's name? I want to say Bolsonaro, but he's
Oh
Brazil.
no,
Isn't he?
no. Nayib Bukele.
There you go. That dude
He's-
has turned that country around. Good for him.
You know what? You want to know where his background's from?
Business.
Palestine. His family is Palestinian.
So what?
Christian Palestinian. It's just funny.
Christian
That's
Palestinian.
Nayib Bukele. Yeah,
Is that a thing?
Yeah.
I'm
Wow.
gonna chat GP it.
Go ahead.
Brian's like, I don't believe that. I'm sure
Yeah.
there's someone who lives over there that's Christian, you know?
No, we got a lot of a lot of Arabics and stuff like that. They escape.
I thought they killed them all off.
No, they escape. But his family is like descendant of that. That's why his name is so Nayib Bukele. Like I was like, what the hell is this? You know?
Yeah,
It's like Shy
Sanchez.
Bomb, like Shy Bomb from Mexico. Like what? That's Jewish name.
Well, the guy or the woman there in Mexico, what was like the 33rd in line, and everyone else got murdered until this person was the only one left to
No,
take the
but
job.
her background's Jewish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she was the only one who said, I'm not going to stop the cartel. So the cartel was like, let her live and let her take the office,
And
you know?
now look at what's going on. She's killing all the cartel. Well, she
Yeah.
let killing go now.
What's up, Repeat Offender?
G'day, lads. I finally come on. I had to get around the long way to get here.
Dude, you. I'm sorry, you.
He couldn't get in on the regular link, so I had to send him alternate means of getting on.
No, it's like he's so fast his accent. Like, oh god, like what?
I had to take a flight to Kuala Lumpur.
Just don't swallow the blueberry.
How are you? How are we?
Violet, you're turning violet.
Mm.
Well, anyway, there was a 21-year-old student at the University of South Carolina. Hit and run collision killed this kid. I guess kid is an acceptable term.
Yeah.
But the person who ran this, I want to say it's a woman, but I'm not sure, took off like, I'm out of here. And they're here illegally.
That's why they took off.
Yeah, well, now you're definitely leaving the country, right?
If they catch me, you got to catch me.
Yeah. Well, 3 MS-13 gang members, alleged at this time, have been arrested in Florida and are looking at federal murder charges. Do we deport these folks? Or...
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Get rid of them.
Yeah, these guys probably are doing horrible, horrible things. You could just execute these MS-13 guys.
In El
half the time.
Salvador.
Not even worth the dose of drugs we're gonna give them. Just send them to El Salvador. I don't know, man. I say we do something Australia style, and I don't mean what Australia does. I mean what Australia was. Let's get an island and just dump all of these people on the island and leave them there. Like, you guys are terrible people.
Well,
Go
we got
stay over there.
Guam.
We'll leave you alone. We won't even talk to you anymore. There you go.
We
Dump them
cover
in
Guam. Or maybe one of the Hawaiian Islands.
Yeah, and just leave them there.
Uh-huh.
Well, they turn out to be a good country. They become liberal, and next to know, Australia.
All right, well, then how about this? How about we just take one of them big square states in the Midwest and fence it off and put walls up and make the entire state just boom, this is the detention center, you know?
You got
we
places
need
in
it.
California for that.
Yeah, there's California, San Diego,
California's a good idea.
San Diego.
Did you hear Mel Gibson's going to run for office?
What position
Governor.
of California?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
heard
my
that.
God. Oh,
Newsom is term limited. He can't run again.
So it's gonna be Mel Gibson versus Kamala Harris.
He can't do any worse than what's his face.
Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing Schwarzenegger got in because they were recalling somebody, and he's got in, but he was too pussyfoot to do anything.
He was married to a Kennedy.
Okay,
And
but it's still
Screw your rights.
yeah. So see, that's why he. Well, he's divorced. He fucked the maid, and
Yeah, he knocked up the maid.
yeah, then he got two
He
kids.
had a bastard child.
Yeah, they got a chunky kid, and a like well fit kid, and you can tell which one is. I mean,
Yeah, one's white and one's whack.
no, one fat, the other one's fit because he raised his kid right, you know.
Yeah.
Then you get the
Well,
single mother.
The old
Trump's
course of
not
fornication
stopping
gets you
with
in the end, doesn't it?
Doge. He's continuing to try to put his footprint on the administration and government as fast as he can. He's now wanting people to look at the UN
Yeah.
rules
Yeah,
with
considering
immunity
they're
and visa policies.
yeah, because I guess these UN officials are allowed just to come and go as they please with like little to no
Well, they got
oversight in this
government
country.
immunity. So unless they do something seriously wrong, like murder
Truly
somebody,
egregious. Yeah.
they're allowed to park anywhere. They're allowed to go as fast as they want. You know, they got
Oh, hell
diplomatic
no.
plates. I've seen them. I lived in D.C.
My God.
No.
Yeah, you're right, dude. It's ridiculous. It's diplomatic immunity. It's like, no, man, you
Yeah.
can still get a ticket for speeding, you know?
They don't.
I think the
Unless
first
you
time I
know.
learned about this diplomatic immunity was Lethal Weapon 2
With
with Mel
diplomatic
Gibson.
immunity.
Mel Gibson took care of that, didn't he?
What is diplomatic immunity? I go like, oh,
He's got diplomatic immunity.
he's from South Africa. You know, this is like the whole like.
That's what Elon Musk says.
Yeah. You got Mel Gibson from Australia. Well, he's born somewhere in New State, but he was raised in Australia.
Someone else,
Living-
yeah.
Yeah, he's in California now. He's running governor. I don't know, man. It's like a Lethal Weapon movie coming to life.
Yeah, is he gonna go nuts about the Jews again? Because
If
that might
he's
actually
drunk-
get him.
if he's-
That might
if
get
he's
him
drunk-
elected in California.
Yeah.
He's
If it's
a good Catholic lad, guys. He would have been on the piss.
Yeah.
So
I
okay,
reckon he'll go right. I
a
reckon
lot
he'll
of
go all
folks-
right, but
What's that?
I reckon he'll go all right, but I reckon like Kamala, I don't think she'll be very popular at the moment.
No, and she just said she's not going anywhere. She's staying in politics. It's like,
She's trying to. She's going to run against Mel Gibson.
She came out. She came out recently. She's like, "I told you so." Trump is gonna do what he was doing. Yeah, because he said it.
Yeah.
yeah, he's gonna do exactly what he said. He's like, yeah, that's why.
That's
people
what's so
voted for him.
foreign about politicians today.
They're confused. Like, what do you? Oh shit! How long have the Democrats been saying exactly the stuff Trump is doing? And as soon as Trump actually does something about it, they're all upset.
I was
there's a
listening
video.
to the Clay and Buck show, and they said that more blue collar Americans are voting for Trump than they are for the Dems now.
Yeah,
We're talking
typically-
union workers.
Oh, especially unions because they're bringing physical work, trade jobs back to this country. But we will get to that.
Yeah.
But do you think they're voting for MAGA, or do you think they're voting Republican?
I think they're
I
voting
think
for
they're-
Trump right now. That's
Yeah,
our
MAGA.
problem. We've seen it in the midterms and special elections. If Trump ain't on the ballot, people aren't showing out to vote.
Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
That's a
say all you
problem
want.
come 4 years from now.
Well, say it all you want that Trump ran as a Republican, but he's no Republican.
No, he had an agenda. He had an agenda, mate, and he told everyone.
Yeah,
told
since
his
the
own for that
90s.
last
This
election.
video of him talk about the tariffs.
Yeah, in like
And Obama
96 on
did it
Oprah.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pelosi too.
Yeah. Oh, we got Nancy Pelosi in here somewhere that we're gonna get when we get to it.
The one thing I like about Trump getting off it really quickly, he stuck by everything he said he was going to do. He
Yeah.
has not veered off. He He's the only
We're
politician
losing
I
it.
know who's done.
Yeah, exactly. Because they don't do what they say. Because if they actually solve any of these problems, they can't run on that same problem next time.
No, and they like to run it on it for decades and decades and decades, and then they're shocked when people stop voting for them because they never did any shit. They're
Yeah,
all talk and no action.
exactly. Uh, well, anyway, back to the Tesla thing going on. There was a fire at one of these dealerships in Italy.
Yeah,
17 of these vehicles were destroyed.
that's a lot of money.
Well, do people know how toxic these batteries are?
No, they don't. Nope, not at
Like
all.
this, it's oh my God, everyone's getting heavy metal poisoning from this.
Yeah,
It's going to leach into the ground. It's going to destroy your food supply. It's going to poison your water. Uh, what the? They're so upset about something they don't understand. Like what?
no,
What the fuck do the Romans care about Tesla?
I have no idea.
It's ridiculous. Sure. All right. No, you don't just have to be some far left lunatic to be a wackadoo. You hear about the 68-year-old woman who sped her vehicle through one of these Tesla protests, flipping everyone off. She's been arrested. Pretty stupid stuff to do. You're just begging to hurt someone and get in trouble, you know?
And they're blaming it on MAGA.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, yeah, she's a MAGA woman. It's like, okay. I don't know. I watched a lot of these protests and they were hilarious, especially the stuff that Caitlyn Bennett went to, which none of you probably know who she is, do you?
No, I don't.
She's on Liberty Hangout, which means she's the one who graduated Kent State with an AR-15 slung across her back.
Nice.
Yeah. And now she's like 27 and has 2 kids. And yeah.
Still got an AR-15.
Oh, yeah. She still got her weapons. She doesn't carry it with her, but,
She should.
she occasionally does a video of her, out shooting. Okay. Now you keep hearing that, sell your Tesla is what they're chanting, right?
Yeah.
It's like, to who? To who? Who's going to go out and buy a Tesla? Like, okay, so I sell my Tesla because you told me to.
Right-wing Republicans.
But yeah, but then as soon as I sell it to you, the guys that were screaming at me are going to say, good job, Jeffrey. Brian, sell your Tesla. Bette Midler managed to sell her Tesla. I'm like, who are you talking to that that would buy a Tesla? Because, Bette Midler.
She also might be, she pretty much gave it away.
Well, yeah, possibly. That's possibly what
You
it
can
was.
have a Tesla for $1,000.
You could just sit on the damn thing for a couple years until everything blows over. You know what I mean? Like, man, I might have to go find me a Tesla, buy it on the cheap, and just keep it in my garage until this is gone.
Buy a
You do
Tesla
realize-
truck. You can use it around the compound.
Cybertrucks are like
I'm sorry,
$100,000.
That
You
shit
do
is
realise
fucking
these protesters are
ugly.
being paid to be in there.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier in the show before you hopped on. You could tell they were definitely paid protesters because it's a stroke of a time, like midnight. Like when their 8 hours are up, signs went down, the pre-printed signs, not the handwritten ones,
Yeah.
and they just vanished.
Yeah, then all of a sudden there's
Oh,
8
man.
people left protesting. It's like, hey, where's all of our support?
A
then
sure
what's the
sign that
trigger?
the protest was planned is when they're not using handwritten signs and they look like
100%.
election campaign signs.
Yeah, and
And
they
they
all
get
look the
asked
same.
questions. They get
Yeah.
asked questions about why they protest and they can't answer it.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
They didn't
yeah,
ask the right people the right questions.
yeah. Dummies, but whatever. Anyway, as people were lighting Teslas on fire, apparently the headquarters of the Republican Party out in New Mexico was set on fire.
And they have declared it a deliberate act of arson.
Yeah.
Would you call it deliberate act of arson? Would you call it domestic terrorism?
I would, because you're
I
clearly trying
would
to
because
intimidate voters.
it's a political party's headquarters,
I'm telling you,
which
man,
is
things are gonna-
probably in Albuquerque, and Albuquerque is a very liberal city in New Mexico.
But I got a Democrat headquarters down in town. Now,
Hmm.
granted, there's very few people there, but no one's chucking Molotov cocktails through the window. You know what I mean? It's just, how far can these guys push before something horrible happens? I don't mean a building burns down. I mean someone starts shooting at these folks. Because I mean, you try to come and light my Tesla on fire, there's a good chance you catch a chest full of buckshot. Well, we've been talking about this crazy broad for a while, all the way back to when she called Marjorie Taylor Greene the bad built butch body bleach blonde or whatever. Remember that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was Jasmine Crockett who said that.
Right.
Dude.
Now she's world famous.
Yeah, well,
Well,
now she's ripping on Byron Donalds because he married a white woman.
yeah, he came back to it too. He got back.
Oh, he blew her up in his interview. He's
Yeah.
like, keep my wife's name out of your mouth. It has nothing to do with you.
Right.
He's about to go with Smith at her. No, but dude,
Keep that pip head strong.
dude, she went to fucking a private school. She's fucking got 2 parents at home.
Her K through 12 education costs more than most people's 4-year
Yes.
college education.
I don't know what the hell had going on with her going to DC talking all this ghetto.
Her black scent.
Her
Yeah,
black
like
scent.
dude,
Yeah.
she's like
that might be a
Carlton.
title too, huh?
She's like Carlton from French Prince of Bel-Air, but she's trying hard not to be Carlton.
Well, that's the crazy thing, though. She's acting all a ghetto ratchet bitch. It's like, is
Bitch,
this
she's
what you think
not.
of your voters?
Yeah, but she's not.
But,
Dude, like,
but the only reason why you would do that is because you think it's helping you in your job with your constituents, which means this is how you see your constituents.
yeah.
Can't form a proper sentence, threatening people. Did she hit a reporter recently? You see that?
Yeah.
One of the Turning Point USA guys.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I did see that. Yeah.
Hey,
And
don't get me
nobody
wrong.
cares.
No.
Don't get me wrong. She was talking the way she was talking back when she was the state Congress going. I put a ring on that thing.
Yeah, well, and she was a Harvard Law School graduate, and she's
Hell
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was all proper and
works.
stuff. And like she was all proper and stuff like that. Like I can see myself going out with that.
Yeah. Oh, then that's funny because that's what happened with the whole Byron Donalds thing. Donalds. She said, "Oh no, don't worry, you got hoodwinked. We've all done it. When you meet that man, you think it's time."
Who's that
whatever.
Republican?
Yeah, she went through the CC, the cut carousel. She like
Who's the Republican on CNN?
she got blown up by a Republican. They didn't want to put a ring on that.
Yeah, I love that too. Exactly. He's like, I see you're not married.
Who's the Republican on CNN?
Yeah, and he's also running for governor in Florida.
Who's the Republican on CNN chat? He's been cutting them all down.
Him and that other guy.
But
Who's
did
that
you hear
white
what he
guy
said
that's been
about
ripping
that
him
Jasmine
apart?
Crockett? He goes, "Can you guys?" He goes, "Can you guys please keep it talking?"
Yeah.
Scott,
boy,
dude,
why'd you
like
put
I
a
don't know how
record
he
there?
does it, dude. I get upset just listen to those people. Like, dude, Scott, how the fuck you do this job, dude? Like, if that paycheck
Scott
better be
Jennings, that's him.
fucking
Scott
nice.
Jennings.
Yeah, Scott Jennings. He needs his own show. He needs his own fucking show, dude.
Oh, I love when he
he's
rips
a
him
legend,
apart
that guy.
too.
I know,
But,
like God, the way he break it
and-
down to it. He's like
and just
Byron
for the-
Donald. He like jiu-jitsu, his word out of things like God damn, that's impressive, you know.
Mm.
No
And
jiu-jitsu.
just for the
uh,
record too, lad. Just for the
yeah.
record too, I'd shag MTG.
I don't think I would, but I do enjoy listening to her say some of the stuff she says.
Who's that?
Oh, she'd be fine.
Marjorie
Marley
Taylor
Charge.
Green.
Archie Taylor
I'd
Green.
shag her.
He's a little
You
bit.
know, I would throw AOC a bone, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Nah.
Yeah.
Like
So
MTG's
on to
fire.
trade and AOC.
Oh,
Secretary of State Rubio says that U.S. is in the process of resetting the global order of trade.
So almost like a new world order, to quote Joe Biden.
Yes.
Yeah, well, I mean, Trump put his tariffs in place, and
Yeah.
they're big.
Everybody's freaking out about them. I'm resisting so much getting into conversation with people on Facebook about them,
Well, it's because they
including my
don't-
brother, because my
Most
brother's
people
starting.
don't know what a tariff is.
He doesn't realize that some of these countries have had tariffs on us for like the last 20 years.
It's
and
like
we
a
just went along
300%.
with it.
Canada has like a 300% tariff on dairy from the United States.
Yeah. Exactly.
What the hell?
Dude, guys, please just stop tagging me in and stuff because I like to see my liberal friend crying, and I don't want it to know I'm fucking Trump side. I just want to see them cry, and I love those fucking tears.
I'm not
Like,
tagging
oh,
you in on
I know,
anything. I don't post anything political on Facebook.
I know, so do I, but I
But
just like,
these people are getting ridiculous, and it's hilarious.
Dude,
yeah,
I made so much money overnight. So much money
As long as
overnight
you're
when
not
these.
selling anytime soon, you're
Well,
just
no,
buying.
okay. I lost some value of some stocks,
Right.
but a whole bunch. I bought a whole bunch of American stuff as soon as Trump announced he was going to
Right.
put tariffs in place. I was like, I'm going to buy it now,
Yeah.
and I'm getting ready to buy some more stuff because everything else took a hit.
yeah.
Right. Now's the time to buy it. You know,
yeah,
buy on the dip.
But yeah, it's a buying opportunity for the younger generation, and they better take advantage
But
of
they
it, or else
don't
they're going to
understand
be
that.
left behind
they
again.
don't got
You
money
know?
right now. Everybody's broke, so.
So I think that's what the Democrats are pumping out. They're pumping out fear. This is the only way pumping out fear with the tariffs.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's like you said, it's the bloody importer who's going to pay it.
But
They're paying the
people
tax.
ain't buying the fear as much as they used to. You know,
No.
they've been crying wolf for so many times with this that people ain't listening anymore.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. The Dow Jones market plunged by more than 1,600 points, but it's gonna rebound sooner or later. So, like you
Yeah.
said, buy in now. Uh but like again, a lot of people don't understand what a tariff is or what it does. Like
Right.
if you buy something made in the United States, you're not paying that tariff because it's not being imported.
No, that's right. You got the.
So-
you
And that's
can
exactly
choose
what
if you're going to buy
Trump
the
is
product.
trying to attempt. He's trying to bring manufacturing back to the U.S.
Yeah, like
Obviously, it's a long haul with labor rates in Mexico and Vietnam
China,
and the Philippines and China, but
look,
there's some things that can be brought back to the U.S. that
auto
aren't.
manufacturing.
Yeah.
And here's the thing that a lot of people don't get too. Hyundai can build their cars in the United States and not pay that tariff.
Yes.
So like that's all you have to do is create American jobs and you don't have to pay this extra tax.
Right.
And you know what? That's one thing I like about Ford. Everyone makes fun of Ford all the time, and that's fine. You can. But Ford refused to bail out during the automotive bailout, and they still build in the United States. So
And that's why I remain loyal to Ford.
yeah, and you know, this
As
is
much
way
as
further down the
possible.
list, way further down the list on this, but Ford has now extended their employee discount to all American citizens. So, like, not only is the price of the foreign car going to go up, but now the Ford got cheaper, you know?
Right.
Yeah,
So,
they're giving an employee discount.
To every American citizen.
Mhm.
So, and that's one thing that I like about Ford, too, is Henry Ford made sure to pay his employees enough to actually be able to afford to buy a car.
Right.
Now, I'm not a big
He
fan
also
of Henry
came up with a
Ford.
way to make the cars cheaper, so more people could afford them.
Yeah, I heard a lot of rumors about that.
And he
too,
admired Hitler.
Yeah, like he was
Yeah.
like I heard a lot of
He was
controversy
friends with
about that
Germans.
too. Like the hours, like work hard hours too.
Oh, I'm sure. Slave labor.
Yeah.
So we got Trump's tariffs are also stoking that global trade war with China and the EU, and they're hitting back.
Yeah,
Oh, mate.
I think people are overestimating their hands of cards that get to play against the U.S. because for decades the U.S. just let these tariffs grow and grow and grow, and the other countries got dependent on them, and we're not. So
we
they
don't
can
need their
raise them as
products.
much as they want, but we can find a way around the imports if we really wanted to.
Yeah, we'll just make it ourselves.
Yeah,
Like the only
exactly.
real big issue we have right now is microchips is the big issue, you know?
Mhm.
Well, isn't Taiwan starting to make some over now in America? I heard they're bringing some of their companies
They
over.
have to because they're worried about an attack from China.
Yeah,
Yeah.
what are we gonna do without the chips to guide our missiles once
So
China
the other
takes
thing
over
you got to look at is
Taiwan?
too, like Australia.
We'll get it from Ukraine.
Australia.
No, I think the repeater fender froze up on us again.
Damn.
Okay. He's
All right,
having
well,
problems with his internet.
The Australian police got him.
Well,
It's
what's
like-
funny?
Internet is
Yeah,
not as good
make-
down under.
You make too much sense, so you get arrested. Boom.
well, it's that damn Commonwealth, dude.
And Trump's tariffs are really hitting
the kid.
Russia hard.
which I got a good laugh because people are like, oh, how come Russia's the only country that didn't get tariffs? I'm like, because they're sanctioned. We can't
They
buy
don't.
anything from
We have
Russia.
no trade with them. What is there? I tried to explain that to my brother. I'm like, there's nothing to trade with them.
You can't even get their currency because remember right away when
No,
this
we
war
tried to
started, I
buy.
was
You
like,
tried to buy some,
yeah, I was
and
like,
it
let's
made it
buy some of this
outlawed.
because
You made it
when
illegal
it's
for you to
cheap.
own it.
Yeah, and I was like, what the hell? Yeah, but the funny thing is, Trump's talking about putting an extra tariff on anyone who buys oil from Russia. He's like, we're going to go ahead and tariff you for
Yeah.
buying oil from Russia.
That's a lot of European
So they
countries
talk
because
about
they're
Trump
not getting it
involving
from
Russians,
us.
but see, that's right, because you know what? Biden cut his back. Biden stopped all your energy, just about.
Yeah,
But you
he went
guys are in
ahead and signed
partnership.
off on the XL pipeline, but shut down the Keystone.
Yeah. And what was happening there? Europe was buying from Russia. You guys are buying
Yeah.
from Venezuela and that.
By the way, did you hear Germany made an arrest on that?
On the pipe.
Germany for the pipeline bombing. They're saying a Ukrainian did it. And they finally made an arrest, which completely confused me when people are like, obviously the Russians did it. I was like, why would they blow up their own pipeline? If they wanted to shut off oil, they would just close the
Yeah,
valve.
close it out.
You know?
It's not that
But
complicated.
yeah, but these, and like I said, I genuinely thought it was the U.S. Navy SEALs that did it because they've been doing a training exercise out there like the day before.
Right.
That's something you would send the SEALs to do if you were going to do it, right?
Yeah.
Which it still might be. We might be letting this guy take the fall.
That's never happened before.
Yes, the United States has never done any of these secret operations.
And we've already alluded to this earlier in the show that the Dow Jones plunged more than 1,600 points as the stock market is recooling from Trump's actual tariff shock.
Well, there's going to be a massive correction in the stock market.
And then we were looking for one. We knew one was coming.
Well, we knew, but printing machine go burr.
Can't go on forever.
Has been inflating these stocks that aren't real. And I sold a bunch right before these tariffs went in place, knowing this was going to happen. And I'm going to wait for it to hit bottom or get close to bottom and buy back the same amount of stock for less money, or maybe even more for the same amount of money.
Right.
I would never advise anyone how to invest.
We are not a stocking show.
Yeah, I've done well with recently by buying these American companies like U.S. Steel.
I don't know if it's in this document or last document, but I know I put an article in there about the people that are following Warren Buffett and all the rich people. There's an app for that now.
Yeah, no, it's in here.
Okay.
Yeah, Buffett and Pelosi. It's in here somewhere. It might be in leftovers.
Yeah.
And we were talking about that. It's like just copy Paul Pelosi's
No,
stock
you can.
portfolio.
You can download the app and go for it.
Yeah, there's an app for that. But it's funny because Trump triggered this race like worldwide of people trying to like offer concessions to the U.S. before these tariffs went into effect. The new guy in Canada there's like, oh, we'll drop all the tariffs right now if they drop the ones on us. And he's like, why didn't you do this before they went into effect? Like you already had them in place. It does seem that easy in general. Just make it easier for the United States to do trade in your country, and the tariffs will disappear.
They're saying interference, a lot of the other countries were hit with tariffs, but Mexico and Canada were left off the list for now.
It's called electoral interference, lads. That's what it's called because they've got an election coming up. The Liberals been in office for so long, Trudeau stuffed their country up, and now he's using Trump as a fear tactic against, to win votes. That's what he's doing. That's why he hasn't done it before.
This was avoidable. This was completely avoidable. Nobody seemed to care. They didn't take Trump seriously. I think that's the problem.
Again?
You have to take him seriously, not literally.
They didn't take him seriously the first election, and then they didn't take him seriously again for the second one? Third one, I mean?
Well, I mean...
they really thought Kamala had a shot?
Who thought Kamala genuinely had a shot? Apparently, Obama didn't think she had a shot either.
No, he distances himself real fast.
Rosie O'Donnell thought it.
Now, here's the question: is you think Vance will be able to follow in his footsteps next time, or do you?
I do.
All right, because if they lay an egg, then we're going to be under Democrat rule for 15 years, 16 years.
Been there, done that.
Yeah, I know.
Who don't want to be there?
And that's the thing is Trump is no Republican. He's a 1990s New York liberal, you know?
Yeah, but he got just common sense.
Well, yeah, I mean, he went on Oprah in like 88 and it
Talk
said
about
the same
talking
exact
about
speech he
same
used
thing Pelosi
today.
was talking about back in the 90s too. You know?
Yeah, let me see if I can find it here. Oh, there we go. 1996.
God, where was I
Does
96?
China have to go? How much more repression? How big a trade deficit and loss of jobs for the American worker? And how much more dangerous proliferation has to exist before members of this House of Representatives will say, I will not endorse the status quo? As I mentioned, it's about jobs, proliferation, and human rights. And there are those who say we shouldn't link human rights and trade and proliferation and trade. I disagree. But if we just want to take up this issue on the basis of economics alone, indeed, China should not receive most favored nation status for several reasons that I'd like to go into now. I'd like to call the attention of our colleagues to this chart on the status quo that the business community is asking each and every one of us to endorse today. Right now, we have a $34 billion trade deficit with China, the 1995 figure. It will be over $40 billion for 1996. Since the Tiananmen Square massacre, this figure has increased 1,000%, from $3.5 billion then to about $34 billion now. In terms of tariffs, I think it's interesting to note that the average U.S. MFN tariff on Chinese goods coming into the United States is 2%, whereas the average Chinese MFN tariff on U.S. goods going into China is 35%. Is that reciprocal?
Nope.
Reciprocal?
Nope.
Reciprocal? Isn't that the exact freaking term Trump used?
That's all Trump really wants, is like fair trading across the borders,
Well, that's one thing that's getting me
or
too.
close to fairness. We're never going to get fairness, but
you got a lot of people saying like, well, that's not the same tariff arm. It's like he explained more than once. It's not just an exact match of their tariff. It's other trade barriers and currency manipulation.
Yeah,
like
China's all about that.
Japan has tariffs on United States goods, but they'll only allow so many of those goods in their country at all.
Same as
So
Australia.
once you sell 100,000 of them, you're not allowed to sell anymore.
Same as Australia. We won't take American beef or any of your products like your agricultural products because of Monsanto.
Well, USDA beef is some of the best in the world, but I absolutely understand what you mean with Monsanto because
we love our hormones.
Well, not just the ridiculous things that they do to their crops. Well, like the farm next to you is Monsanto products and yours isn't. Then the wind blows and they cross pollinate. Yep. Now you owe Monsanto for their intellectual property.
Right.
And it's like, fuck.
What about Dana Bash roasting Trump for slamming tariffs on a Arctic island that's inhabited only by penguins?
Okay. Yeah, well, yeah, I'm gonna actually play the audio of this because she makes a big deal about how she's not kidding.
No one is safe from President Trump's new tariffs, not even penguins.
Oh, of course. Go straight to a commercial. I'm not even gonna bother. But he's like, oh, this isn't a joke. This is really happening. This island's got penguins and we're tariffing it.
Okay, like, what did it mean this island got penguins? Like, who? Like,
nobody lives there. Just the penguins.
No humans live there. But here's the thing: Australia owns these two islands. It's their territory. So in theory, an Australian could take a ship, go to one of these islands, slap a label on it, and then ship it to the United States without a tariff.
Yeah, so it's like a fucking LLC cover up, basically.
Yeah, exactly. They could just bring it over there, put a sticker on the label that says produced in wherever.
I'm sorry, like if you don't know about LLCs, it's just basically like, oh, I'm not the owner, I'm just the LLC manager.
LLC.
Well, they do a lot of
LLC.
They do a lot of fishing down
LLC. LLC. Sorry.
Limited liability company, okay?
Thank you.
LSD.
Oh my God, somebody's high. Anyways.
Lysergic diethylene.
But yeah, just like this is let's say if Trump is gonna put top on that place, why? What happened? What like I would like, okay, that sounds silly, but what is behind it? Go search into it. You're a fucking reporter. Find out
Well,
why.
Yeah.
I'm going to give Newsweek a little bit of credit because they covered this too, but they at least acknowledged that it's a Australian controlled territory.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so at least Newsweek was like, "Here's what's going on."
Yeah,
You
like,
mean that
yeah.
online rag Newsweek?
You know, I used to really respect the crap out of Newsweek.
I used to
It's
have
less-
subscription, the U.S. World and News and World Report. Where are they
Yeah.
now?
Yeah, right. But yeah, Newsweek, it's not what it used to be, but at least they're trying to be neutral and give you the entire story.
I appreciate that.
Exactly. So like, but yeah, they're making a big deal about these penguins. I'm like,
Okay, well, like,
what is a giant fishing industry off the coast?
yeah, there's must be
They need the
something-
penguins for the fish.
There must be some more to the story. Like, do a fucking reporter.
These
Report.
reporters haven't done any. They haven't investigated in
Yeah,
years.
they're just like, okay, that's stupid, but why? Like, why? Why you not? I just it's
Oh,
kinda,
have you noticed all of these places print the same article? Not
Yeah.
even kidding you. Pick up any news article, copy the headline, and
Yeah.
paste it into a Google search, and it's 6 different places will have an identical story. And it's like, oh, according to Axios, who reported it first. But that's how like CNN doesn't get in trouble. Like, oh, we're just quoting Axios, who's quoting
Yeah,
Newsweek, who's
yeah.
quoting,
Anonymous sources.
Yeah. And it's like, well, why didn't exactly, Guapo? Why didn't you find out before you ran your mouth?
yeah. Australia's covering it up using the penguins to cover. Like, what?
Well, they're not even saying necessarily that these guys would do it, but they could. And
yeah, like it just sounds silly, but at the same time, like, why? Okay, reciprocal. That means they're charging you something. So if you want to ship something to the Penguin Islands, why are they charging you 50% or something? It's just penguins. Why are they charging you 50% per import?
well,
It's the other white meat.
the other white mates.
The other white meat, yeah. But you know what I say?
I know exactly where you come from, mate. And this is why I saw this thing throughout the week. This woman got around. She asked this guy, and she said, "Sorry, mate." She asked this guy. Sorry, you're right.
Yeah, like, okay, why Australia Penguin Islands charging us 50% to send to a fake empty island?
Because they need equipment for their fishing vessels.
Yeah,
That's
so
what we're
that
sending
means,
there.
yeah, so that means there's somebody there charging us tariff.
Australia is.
Yeah, that's what I said. The island is.
Yeah.
So they could use it to cover up, like it's not a fucking island. It's not Australia, it's an island. But it's under you guys' name, LLC. So you guys are charging us something, so we have to charge you back something.
Well, just like
Trump-
why do
Trump
so
should
many
put it-
businesses headquarter in Maryland instead of anywhere else?
Delaware.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's in Delaware, because the taxes are less for business.
Oh, you hear about this?
President Trump's just putting a blanket cover on everything. That's all he's doing.
You heard about the judge in Maryland?
No, what happened?
So when Tesla, Elon Musk wanted to get paid, the judge stopped it. So now every business trying to leave. Well, Elon
We already
Musk.
did the Nancy Pelosi thing.
Elon Musk can fucking contest this through what is it, the high court, but he's not doing it. So now it's just standing.
Yeah.
So now every fucking company is like, nope, I'm out of here. So every company is leaving Maryland because of that.
Yeah. That's the thing. They made a big deal, like, oh, you can't just get this giant bonus from Tesla or whatever.
Yes.
It's like the shareholders voted on this and said, if you do this well, we're going to give you a reward.
Then
and
you
the
get
judge is like,
then
no.
you get a freaking the judge, like, what is it called? The type of judge involved with every politics and stuff, like, oh, you cannot do this. All right, cool.
Activist judge.
Activist judge. Thank you. So Elon Musk could contest this and win it, but he's not going to. He's like, no, fuck you, Maryland. So now you have to suffer through this thing. Nobody can go by. Nobody can change this because Elon Musk not contesting it.
Speaking of, did you hear Elon Musk is suing Whoopi Goldberg?
Yes.
what?
When she suggested that him and JD Vance were going to push Trump down the stairs to kill him so they could take over
Liable.
the nation.
Mm.
What do you see right now?
Wait.
I see the Google Doc on your screen with the Nancy Pelosi clip that we already listened to when you appeared.
Okay.
Sorry, Lev. Got to go back to work. I'll catch
Sorry,
you next
thanks
week.
for coming
Thanks a
by.
lot.
Well, thanks for coming by. Appreciate it every time, man.
Yeah.
It's always good to hear the point of view from the other side of the planet, you know?
Yep.
Down under.
Land down under.
How come they don't just fall off?
The penguin. The
It is
penguins. Him and his freaking pig LLC penguins.
Penguins are fun.
I know, but I just said we should call the LLC the repeat offender.
Even Iran's currency's plummeting during this amid Trump's maximum pressure plan. How is Iran attached to the U.S.?
Well, because of all the... Honestly, what goods are you buying from Iran? You know what I mean?
Oil.
A falafel.
What the fuck?
Well, check this out. $1 right now.
Huh?
Or, Saturday morning.
I'm guessing, let me get a guess. I'll say $1 equals 1,000 riyad or whatever they're using for now.
Real? 1,043,000.
Damn it, I was close.
We're off by an order of magnitude. 3 orders of magnitude.
At least it wasn't the $1 zillion coin.
Well, well, here's the question is, can I get my hands on some of these things? Can I go buy 75 million of these things and wait 2 years until they're worth twice as much and just dump them, you know?
No.
No, they don't want you to get wealthy.
And that's the problem, is exactly what happened with Russia.
You're gonna get wealthy.
I just want some of these rubles. And they're like, no. But apparently, Jaguar / Land Rover has stopped exporting to the United States because of these tariffs.
Dude, okay, it's not gonna last.
Yeah, it's like, so you're telling me that the fact that you have to pay a tax means that you're not even going to sell any? So now you're going to make no money instead of making a little bit less money.
Because who's buying the fucking Jaguar? Anyways, rich people. It's not a middle class.
Yeah, Land Rover's not either.
No, both the ones. It's like buying a Humvee, the personalized Humvee, you know.
Maserati. Well, Maserati is cheap now. Oh, what they did to Maserati. It's so sad what they did to Maserati. Oh, God. Anyways.
Every time I hear Maserati, it reminds me of that Joe Walsh song. My Maserati does 185. I lost my license, so now I can't drive.
It's just the Maserati used to be custom made. It's like a tailor. Now,
like Supra.
Yeah, now it's freaking everybody can buy it for like the cheap as hell. They're not tailor made, they're just factory made. You know, that's the thing about some Maseratis. Like well suited suit. You know how you like it, what you like. You know, stuff.
They're
like
Italian,
that.
right?
Yes.
So like they were in the same class as Ferrari and Lamborghini.
They used to
built vehicles made to order.
Yes, and they have Lamborghini engines.
Oh, there you go. And they were custom made to order.
Custom made to order.
You weren't even allowed to repaint these things. It's like, no, you're gonna ruin our name.
Yes, that's the thing. That was Maserati. I'm like, oh my God. Like I see a Maserati, it's like once in a lifetime type of event, you know. Now I see it every other weekend, like whatever. It's just
funny. I remember
going on the weekends.
I remember there was a dude in the Hampton Roads area I used to see every month or so driving his Lotus around 64.
Oh, Lotus, yes.
And I was like, geez, that's like $250,000 car.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, but when you make it cheap, like, you know who owns Maserati now, no?
Probably Ferrari.
For Chevrolet.
Oh, there you go. All right.
Yeah.
So did you see where the Labor Department announced the jobs numbers this month?
I did, faster than we've seen before.
228,000.
Yeah, and they only expected 135,000.
Yeah.
Well, the not the UAW guy, or was it the other one? the one who's talking trash about Trump and everything, and now he's like, Trump, you did a great thing with these auto tariffs. He's like, we're already.
Actually, you're talking about the same guy.
Well, there's two
Yeah.
different unions. I can't remember.
No,
which
the
is
same
which.
the same union. The guy was like voting for Kamala Harris.
Yeah,
No,
I'm
he's
wondering. I'm
Yeah.
wondering, is it the UAW, United Automotive Workers, or the other automaker union? Because there's another one too. But yeah,
AFL-CIO.
I don't know.
I don't think they make vehicles, but maybe they do. But yeah, he's excited. He's like, this is going to bring in so many jobs, and the
Yeah.
union is going to get big and powerful because of this.
It's not.
Are you kidding me? People still need to buy cars, and
the
a
car
couple-
manufacturers that are coming back to the U.S. that are going to choose between a union state or a southern state where it's typically non-union, where are they going to build their factories at?
I'll tell you what's going to happen. They're not going to build their factories. They're going to upgrade and reopen the Detroit factories.
No, they're not.
Why not bring Detroit, Michigan back? Because that place is a dump, and you know it.
I'm with you. I'm glad. I'm really want to be with you, but the Democrat stronghold and the fucking.
They're not bringing it back to Detroit. Detroit's done.
There are too many stupid laws in that fucking. That's what you think it left the first time. Look at the fucking history. They've been Democrat ever since they went down.
Well, ever since we exported our automakers to Mexico and China,
because they came out with a stupid fucking they just Democrats fucking shit. The Democrats, as soon as you let Democrat, they fuck your city up.
Well, it's funny because I actually wrote my Governor Morrissey a letter concerning this. I was like, hey man, this is perfect time to get Ford and Chevy and Honda and all
West Virginia
to build vehicles
in
West Virginia, bring tons of money into West Virginia, and collect that tax and feed people, because the poverty here is the highest in the country.
Yeah.
Like, why not? Like, you know what? Give them a special discount for like 10 years on their tax too.
Right.
Dude, that's the same.
Exactly why AOC kicked Amazon out of New York. Remember?
The same thing I was thinking about, like Western Virginia, like in the West. If you give a discount over there, like tax-free income, if you move over there, people will fucking move over there and fucking repopulate that area.
And they're still getting paid.
Yeah.
So the government's not getting a cut off the top, but now all of these people have money that are going out and spending that where the government gets their taxes from. When you buy a car, when you buy a candy bar, when you fill your gas tank up, the government's getting their cut.
Dude, I wanted to post. I forgot to post this thing about Virginia Beach City. They put a 12% meal tax now, and
what was it before?
Meal everything.
What was it before? 12%.
I don't know, but they just implemented that. They passed it. You guys are gonna drive away everybody from fucking eating in New Virginia Beach
in restaurants and stuff. Yeah,
everything. You got Top Golf in here. We got everything in Virginia Beach. Like, I want to go there, but now I'm just scared to fucking want to pay extra for that shit.
Yeah, Virginia Beach is a good place to get robbed too, and you know it.
No.
So what about Trump's third term?
Oh,
Trump said he's not kidding. He's not joking. I don't believe it.
Hey,
how does he pull it off?
I saw this. The Democrats want Obama.
Yeah, Obama versus
Obama.
Trump.
Yes, and they're gonna probably push it through, and we'll see what. I'm down for it. Fuck it, let's bring the fight.
It's not happening.
You're gonna need Congress to do something about this.
So if the Democrats are down with it, okay, that means Obama gonna run? They're gonna sign for it.
But yeah, he would either need an act of Congress or actively be at war to be able to just say F the Constitution.
But the Democrats, if they want Obama in it, they're gonna probably push it. And probably
how many presidents in the history of the United States have served more than 2 terms?
One person, I forgot his name.
FDR.
Yeah.
No, and they made the
he did 4. He got elected for 4.
Yeah, well, that was also war, like you said, and it was a don't change horse midstream kind of thing,
I think it should be
go and change the plan halfway through the war. It might
no more. I think it should have been no more than 2 consecutive, and that I'm okay with that.
Okay, so you can do 2. You're saying you should be able to do 2. Then you cannot run for the 3rd term, but then after that term you can run again. You're suggesting?
No, like like the way Trump is, one more term, and that's it. After that, you cannot work. Yeah, do a term. Not no more than two non-consecutive.
Yeah, and
Anyway,
I still think it's crazy that no one's talking about 2 non-consecutive terms from a president. Like this is
That happened with Grover Cleveland.
the only other guy to ever do it.
yeah.
You guys remember Nita Jankowski?
Nope.
No.
He was the misinformation or the Ministry of Truth, basically, the disinformation czar that came out and said all this stuff isn't real. You can't believe any of it. And then they had to shut it down because it was like a censorship branch of the government. Well, now she's refusing to release who's funding her nonprofit.
Suspect.
I know. As we're cutting budgets, and you're like, no, because apparently, like, I bet you the government's still handing her money, and they haven't found it yet.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I don't know what's going to happen with it. Maybe nothing. Who cares, really? But did you see this chart Elon Musk had with the millions of non-citizens that Biden gave Social Security numbers to?
Yeah, I did see it.
Damn.
Why are we giving them Social Security numbers and not like worker ID numbers, employee? You know what I mean?
That's what Biden wanted.
Apparently.
Just so you could somehow maybe make it look like you're a citizen because you have a Social Security number.
Yep.
Because normally you have a worker ID number that you use to pay taxes.
Yep.
And one of these CNN guys like, it says right on it, not citizen.
Yeah, nobody looks at that closely.
Nobody looks at it. They see you put down a Social Security number, they think citizen. They don't look at your actual Social Security card when you fill out an application, right?
Yeah, no.
Oh my God. And yeah, like you said, even when you go to register to vote, you got a state driver's license and you show that and just show them the Social Security card. They're not even going to look at it. They're just going to look at your ID and say, yup, and go ahead and put you in the registry.
Yep.
All right. What's the GSA? What? I want to say that's the Gay Straight Alliance, but I can't remember what it was. Oh, this is the government storage thing that was that giant cave.
Okay, Red Rock.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently he's saving like $1 million by converting it to like a more modern thing instead of just like a literal cave on the side of a mountain. Seems kind of ridiculous, you know?
Wow.
Zeldin, what's Zeldin's job? I forget this every time I see
Energy
him.
Secretary, I thought.
Is he energy? No, maybe EPA.
Okay,
he shut
EPA.
down.
Yeah, okay, EPA.
Yeah, he shut down this Biden EPA project.
Hallelujah.
Yeah, it was a museum or something, right? And like nobody went to it.
In the EPA building.
Like, come on, like what are we blowing this garbage money for?
It was like $4 billion a year there, or $4 million they were spending on this shit every year. And when they did the math, it was utterly ridiculous what they were spending per customer coming into the museum.
Yeah. Oh my God, it's like there's a wood shopping.
Money laundering.
That's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
There's a wood shopping museum here, in the nearest community.
A wood shopping museum?
That'd be
wood
cool.
shopping.
Okay.
Like
funded... they show different techniques how to shop wood.
They do some of that, but more than anything else, it's about the history of West Virginia and the logging.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And,
is that where Paul Bunyan was?
Oh no, check this out. Have you ever watched the lumberjack competitions on TV? Or like on ESPN5? That's right here in my county.
Nice.
And this is the 60th anniversary coming up this year. I am going, dude.
That's badass. You better be.
Yeah, when they stand on the log and like cut it in half, and they have to like.
You better go live from there.
I might have to. Yeah, they like chop the wedges in and they put like planks in and climb this thing, then cut the top of it off. You're like, holy, that's crazy. Cutting medallions off of chainsaws. It's awesome competition to watch. I cannot wait to see it live in person. It's like a 6-day festival of like music and food and
beer
competitions all over the county. It's awesome.
No beer.
I'm sure there's beer. I'm sure of it. Now, Brian, this might be the excuse for you to come out here to West Virginia to come to the wood chopping festival this year.
Maybe.
Oh. All right. Well, the national security advisor guy, top boss, got fired.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, he was a hangover from Biden, right?
Yep.
Yeah, whatever. Like that's the
Trump's not
executive.
playing around this time around.
Well, that's the thing is he thought the first time around that these guys were going to take him seriously and work with him instead of just trying to try to shut everything down. And I was like, no, fine, you're all fired.
Right.
And he also, someone else, can't remember who. The National Security Agency guy there, General Howe, got fired too, and the deputy director got reassigned somewhere else.
Yeah.
So now here's one thing I'm a little concerned about with all these slashes. The Pentagon faced a cut, and they're talking about cutting the army by 90,000 troops.
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I think this is more of a threat to try to scare people. Because I'm certain the army can find a way to pay these people and just not spend $800 on a hammer, you know? I'm sure you did plenty of your budget garbage in the Navy when you had to fill out paperwork, and you're like, why does this cost so much?
Exactly. Yeah. Sure.
Then you look at the God.
I did.
Yeah. Well, told you about when we did Operation Davy Jones on the Carl Vinson, right?
You're thinking shit.
We coming back into port for refueling, not shitting you, a line, people all the way across the flight deck, dropping shit off the fantail, like $10,000 valves was dropping in the ocean. Because if we come back with these valves, we're not going to get the money to buy new ones. I'm like, we don't need new ones. And it was frustrating. Like I said, $10,000 valves at a time being dropped. We may as well have been pushing fucking jets off this thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
God damn.
And it was all day event, all day long, hundreds of miles. We're just dropping millions of dollars of gear over the side of the ship into the ocean. I'm like, this is a giant waste of taxpayer money, and it pissed me off. But
nobody cared.
I don't make the rules, right?
I was ordered.
I was ordered to throw this away. Exactly. Raytheon will make us a new one, right? Okay, so yeah, it's ridiculous, and this is the fraud and waste we're talking about.
Yeah,
but no one believes it's real. I'm like, you don't think the government is bloated and full of waste, at least waste, let alone fraud.
No.
Dear God, you know what? I got a bridge to sell you in New York. Okay. The budget get through.
It did on the Senate, and Speaker of the House said it's going to come up for a vote in the House of Representatives this week.
I'm a little frustrated. I hope Trump vetoes it. It's another continuing resolution. Now it does move some money better, but it's another continuing resolution. We need an actual budget.
I didn't realize it was another continuing resolution. I thought we were good until the end of the fiscal year now.
Well, there was a temporary whatever put on, and now it's that time has run out. Just like this TikTok thing, I thought the TikTok ban was gone that Trump did, but all he did was delay by like 45 days.
Yeah, because Amazon's going to buy it.
Maybe if China's refusing to sell their share though, so I don't know what's going to happen.
What's wrong, China? Why don't you sell?
What?
It's worth $1 million.
China's controlling the algorithm to feed kids stupid shit too.
I know.
I don't like the idea of the federal government deciding what you get to see and don't see, but I dislike the idea of the communists getting to do it even more.
Yeah. They don't want to say like what's so badly with China,
Well,
I guess.
So let's go back to COVID for a little bit.
Okay, go ahead.
Andrew Cuomo.
Yeah, and he's
had his
running for office
second
again.
nursing home COVID death case dismissed. Surprise, surprise. Don't want to have anything get in his way of his run for New York City governor or mayor.
This is ridiculous, dude. Like
step down.
This was so obvious what happened and what he was doing.
Yeah.
This was brought up as it was happening
on this show. Nobody listened, but on this show.
Yeah, well, yeah, we actually named the episode "Grabbing Fannies and Killing Grannies."
Oh yeah. I remember that title.
Oh, it was a great title.
Oh God, that's about the best one we ever come up with.
Yeah, but basically, he lost his job over grabbing women's asses.
No,
And he goes,
yeah.
"Oh, I'm Italian." It's like,
You can
what?
kill my granny, but don't grab fucking Betty's ass. Nope,
Yeah.
that's enough.
And then he's like, "I'm Italian. It's what we do." I was like, "Dude, you just had all Italian people like sexually assault women."
Oh my fucking God. Yep, that's the show. You should have listened to us back in the day, people.
I know, man. Like we are so far ahead of this shit. We really are from the future.
Oh God, yes.
And now
But
there's oh god.
go on, go ahead. But come
Oh,
on,
now dozens of cops in DC are in the middle of an investigation concerning a massive pandemic fraud case.
Ooh.
Pocketing money for relief.
I'm
that
sorry.
was supposed to like help the community.
You need. This is fucking true. You need to bring the National Guard and just keep a patrol that city until you replace it by cops. You know, and is it run by the Democrats?
That's I think exactly right, dude. It should not have its own government. It should
It
just be
did.
federal.
Yeah, it doesn't have their own city. They don't have fucking representatives in the Congress. I think they do, but they got Senate.
But they don't actually get to vote.
No, they
Yeah,
don't get to
something
vote.
weird.
They have what's their crazy lady in the House of Representatives, but nobody in the Senate.
Yeah. But I said,
However,
like,
not in homes.
Yeah, it's more like a territory than
Yeah.
actually. Yes, so
like Guam.
Yes, the only reason the way DC is shaped like that, it used to be like a diamond. Okay,
In the rough.
When the separation of the state, the northern aggression to the south, that's when Virginia reclaimed all that territory, and now it's shaped like the way it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think it should be appointed by the president, who's the mayor, and it is what it is. Sorry, get the fuck out. You know, this is a neutral ground. You're not supposed to be run by any state. It's a territory.
Yeah, they don't. Like I said, exactly. They shouldn't have a government at all. It should just be
Yeah,
federal.
The president decide who's going to be the governor, the mayor of that town, and run it, because right now it's running. I heard Robert the Morning recently went to see his daughter, who's a ballerina, and she works in she got a dance production in the Kennedy Center, which Trump took over. And he was walking down the downtown, and right by Pennsylvania Avenue, somebody took fucking pants down and took a fucking dump in the middle of the street.
Yeah.
And guess what happened to him?
He got pooped
Probably
on.
nothing.
Nothing.
Well, see, that's the thing is California's just as garbagey, with the people pooping in the streets.
And I
check
think
this out. California also just failed their audit on the federal programs concerning mismanagement of COVID funds. This ain't 66% of these benefits are in question now.
So yeah, all this fucking thing, it should be. You know what? It should. Whenever the president come in, he appoint the fucking citizen, the mayor. If you don't if you don't like it, get the fuck out of the city.
No.
Nobody's known for the city.
Don't even have a mayor, dude. Treat it like a national park. Put a fucking park ranger over there, like Boston Common.
Yeah, I feel you, but I feel you, dude. But it should be like it's just a mayor, because you have because it's like almost like a city too.
So what?
It's a fucking mayor, park ranger, chief in charge. Okay, how's that?
The only thing I like about DC is that it's set up in the old school spoke and wheel design that you never see in cities anymore. It's instead of blocks. It's pretty cool.
Well, it's actually shaped like a cross too, because of Christian values and stuff.
Well, yeah, but that's the spokes in the wheel that do that. And there's all sorts of crazy conspiracy theories about the Masons doing DC.
Well, this next article should have been in leftovers.
What's that?
The Canadian Freedom Convoy leaders have been convicted for protesting the COVID lockdowns.
Oh my god!
But that's here because it brings us from COVID into our foreign stuff.
Yeah,
could have been leftovers too.
Yeah, well,
we definitely talked about these people losing all their checking accounts and their livelihoods.
Oh, the truck drivers. What a mess
Fucking
that
Pierre.
was, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking freedom convoy. Yeah, truck drivers.
Pierre dropped the ball. He should have been like, if I was fucking prime minister, this shit would never would have happened with
You're
Trump.
never gonna be fucking prime minister of Canada.
He had a chance, but he dropped the fucking ball. Okay. He could have been like,
Guapo, you've never got a chance being prime minister.
not me, Pierre.
Well, the new prime minister here apparently has been accused of plagiarism while studying in Oxford.
Yeah, it sounds like he learned it from President Biden.
That's exactly what I was going to say. And it's amazing how everyone forgot about that. Like he dropped out of the race in the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Because of he got busted plagiarizing.
Yeah.
And
now it's a claim to fame.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, that's just like a thing now, I guess. So we found out a whole bunch of this plagiarism stuff happened with like the leader, like the president of like Harvard and stuff too, remember?
Yep. She lost her job.
Yeah, well, she lost her job, but still works at the school. Okay, and they call her Marine Le Pen, the French woman. They're saying she's the far right leader.
She was arrested, so she can't run for presidential election in 2027.
Yeah, but I just thought it was funny. They called her far right. She's a fucking socialist.
It's opposite overseas.
Okay.
That's what gets really confusing. Is the parties are totally opposite of U.S. thinking. So when you think far right, you're thinking Democrats overseas, blah blah, and vice versa.
See, in general, I liked Le Pen in general, but she's been busted. Embezzlement or something is what they got her for. This sounds like targeting another witch hunt to keep her out of office.
Yeah, like exactly what it sounds like.
Because this happened in Brazil and Venezuela and Mexico too, right?
And Trump.
Well, they tried to get Trump. Mexico, they actually
failed on Trump.
They're still on Trump. 34 convicted felony. No.
Well, see, what stopped them from actually stopping Trump was the Constitution. Thank God.
And he's not a convicted felon yet.
Yeah,
I know, but they just using it as a clickbait.
That's because they can lie to people's faces, and people are too stupid to.
Until you're sentenced, until you're the sentencing, you're not convicted.
But this is what I'm sorry, dude. I have to say it.
Say it.
Repeal the 19.
It's funny. I know more women that would say that than men.
I know.
But not the women aren't the problem overall. Most. I mean,
I think you need to have a skim in the game.
White women.
You need to have a skim in the game. You need to know, like, in order for you to vote, you need to do some time. You know.
It's asinine that half the population
only criminals can
the
vote.
Other half of the population to war.
Only criminals can vote because they're the ones that did their time.
Yeah, that's why you end up in the military.
I still like the idea. Okay, we'll let women vote, but you have to have served.
Yeah,
some sense.
Peace Corps, medical type of issues and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, EMT for the fire department, or be a police officer. You get to vote.
Yeah, fire department, EMT, something like that.
Actually, join the service, so you actually have an idea of how this stuff works and what's going on. Because Americans have had it so cushy for so long, they have no idea how any of this stuff works.
No,
that's part of the problem.
Yeah, and I keep hearing people talk about war. I'm like, you guys have no idea what it's like.
Yeah.
And you just talk about sending people to go die for a country you can't find on a map.
Like Ukraine.
Because someone else told you that you should,
Yeah. It not don't mean repeal the 19 just for females. No, it's for like everybody. You have to show like to skim in the game. Because I have some great pilots.
Yeah, but we don't draft women.
We have some great. I have some great pilots, airport pilots, commanding officers and stuff like that. Like, good, they're amazing. Whatever. It's just individual, But at the same time, you cannot just like anybody fucking vote.
Oh, let's be real, guys. How many times did a handful of women on your ship get pregnant right before deployment?
Yeah,
Never.
it happens, you know.
Oh, we had a whole bunch. It happened
Never on the
every
Carl Vinson for me.
no women on when you were on. There were when I was on it.
And I think they need to okay, you put some skin in the game, but you have to be at least 35 years old to vote. A female
Or a
wife.
landowner, I say.
35
Then you
years
have a-
to vote for female because then you have some life experience. You know what it's a little bit about, you know. But you have to have some service behind you.
Well, I mean, realistically, the Civil Rights Act of 1964 doesn't apply to women anymore because gender is no longer an immutable characteristic.
It's a fucking social construct.
Yeah, so like now you can discriminate based on gender because if you can switch your gender, it's not immutable anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway, the Europeans over there tried to launch like some kind of orbital rocket. I'm not sure exactly what it was supposed to do.
Not crash.
Yeah, it crashed as soon as it took off.
Did they hire Eli? No.
Well, that's the thing, man. Go talk to Elon. He knows what he can catch these motherfuckers coming back. That's insane.
That's insane.
Dude, this like, oh, why is Eli? Look at this. Like, don't you want a rocket scientist look behind this shit?
Yeah.
What's going on? He's literally a rocket scientist.
Well, and that's what got me too. Is I was watching some of these Tesla protests, and they're asking these folks like, "Oh, has Elon ever done anything good?" Like, no. Like, so you don't like that he brought the astronauts back that NASA and Boeing did bring back? And they're like, well, he's like, so all right, so we can agree he did one. He's like, okay. He's like, can you please look in the camera and say thank you, Elon, for saving the astronauts? And she's like, fuck Elon. What? Come on.
I mean, okay,
everything's a monolith to these people.
So if somebody gonna look after your taxes, example, and like he like is tedious with his work, don't you want a rocket scientist, quote unquote, to look into it to see what it's being spent on?
Well, it's funny you say that because John was going through my finances with me, and he found out I was paying for 3 extra Netflix accounts, and he canceled the 3 extra accounts. I was so furious that I lit Bob's car on fire because that'll teach John, right?
I'm totally lost.
Doge, man. The dude's saving you money, so you go and light someone else's car on fire to say how you don't like them.
Okay.
It's ridiculous.
It is.
And don't get me wrong, I feel a little bad for these people losing their jobs. But like you are not entitled to a job in the United States government.
Fuck that shit.
Well, he's right now. The main people are getting let go, or people who have only been around for a year or less. They just got hired.
No. There's a lot of people let it go from fucking Starbucks. I don't hear them protesting about this shit.
Yeah.
You can start your own.
Starbucks being protested, but you got this. There's a fucking market for coffee. Honestly, there's way too many fucking coffee shops.
Why do you create the signs for the Starbucks protesters and show up at Starbucks and start protesting?
No, because they're making their own fucking brewery. Everybody's making their own brewery. There's coffee shops I could go to, like, oh, cool, let me go over here. They got smart, like, we can sell alcohol too. So, cool, I got coffee. And if the date goes well, I could buy fucking alcohol after,
Irish coffee?
Something like that.
Put a little whiskey in your coffee?
Hell yeah, why not? Fuck it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nobody protested Starbucks when they fucking letting people go. I'm sorry, that's a part of life. I got let go by 2 fucking companies.
I'm not saying they shouldn't lose their jobs. I'm saying it just sucks to lose your job.
Yeah, it sucks. Get over it. Okay, that's life.
You are not entitled to a job in the federal government.
No.
And all these fucking people using it. Oh, he's a veteran. I don't give a fuck. He's a veteran. I'm a fucking veteran too. I lost my fucking job. Nobody give a shit.
I do.
Move on.
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. Move on. Okay. And how long can you use that veteran fucking excuse on you all the time? I stop. Like, I don't care. I'm a veteran. I don't like if me and you are talking personally, I would let you know. But other than that, I don't carry that fucking V car on me like I'm a veteran,
Well, that you're in Hampton Roads area of Virginia.
Everybody's fucking veteran.
2/3 of the people are vets out there.
And then the people, I'm a veteran, like fucking
Yeah, give me
beggars
money.
and
I'm a
stuff.
vet. It's like, bitch, we're all vets.
We all veterans. Get the fuck out of here. Go get a job.
Yeah, you look
I'm
at the guy
sorry.
like, hey, that 7-Eleven you're begging in front of, they have a now hiring sign.
Yeah,
You know,
and there's
They
people
don't
over there
care.
collecting fucking trash on the middle of the highway. They get them paid for it, and when they finish picking the trash, you know what I see them doing? They wrap up the trash bag and they sit up on the phone, like to wait to get picked up to the next
And
fucking
they had an
station.
iPhone or a Galaxy S7.
Whatever it is, they get picked up to the next fucking station to pick up trash, and they get it paid. Why can you do that instead of begging for money? Pick up trash, get paid by the pound.
yeah, or even not even by the pound. You spend 8 hours cleaning up the sidewalks.
Yeah,
We're gonna pay you minimum wage.
Yeah.
No, all you gotta do is spend an entire day cleaning up the trash and putting it into the bins.
And I hate giving people money. No, you earn this shit. I had a lady.
The beggars are getting real sophisticated. They're asking for my Zelle, my Cash App, my Apple Pay. Can I just go to the ATM?
What?
You want to use a scan code from my phone on your phone? I'm like, if that thing costs $1,500, what are you begging for money for?
Yeah.
I mean, even when I got cash in my pocket, I'll say I don't carry cash anymore.
I don't carry cash. Like, oh,
No.
I gotta pay. I got an app.
That's when I get asked if I can go
here.
I can use the
I'm
ATM
sorry,
in
I
the
pay-
store.
I
I work
pay
hard for my money.
Almost
and you don't, so
$100
fuck off.
this smartphone data. Why should I pay you to fucking can you give me a couple bucks? No, nobody fucking giving me money. I had to go earn this shit. Okay, this is fucking ridiculous, dude.
Yeah.
No, that's why I don't give money to beggars. I'm sorry. I the only time I beg for it, give me a job, and that's it.
Yeah.
Can you hire me? Yes or no? Okay, cool. You say no to me, I move on to the next fucking person. They will willing to hire me. Right?
So Trump is continuing his computations of Joe Biden followers of life. He just commuted the sentence of Hunter Biden's fall guy, Jason Galanis.
Yeah, this is the guy that said that. This is the guy that said Joe Biden was definitely the big guy, right?
Yep.
That gets his 10%. What was he incarcerated for? Do you remember?
Tax fraud, I believe.
But Hunter got a pardon for it.
Yeah, thanks to his dad, the president.
Yeah. What do you think is going to happen concerning that auto pen thing?
Nothing.
Well, I guess nothing will happen unless they try to prosecute someone who got one of these pardons,
Right.
So when they bring up charges against Fauci right before the midterms to remind everyone how much Fauci kicked everyone in the balls, that might be the way to do it. Right before everyone votes again, right?
Yeah.
I'm not opposed to the idea, but sounds good. Legit.
Well, they're saying that Joe didn't sign these himself. He used a machine to do it, and he wasn't even in the country when some of these pardons got signed.
It wasn't even Joe himself signing.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He wasn't even in the
That's what an auto pen is.
All right, and I never heard of this Faye Hall person, but an American has been released that's been held by the Taliban.
Taliban, yeah.
Yeah, so that's pretty good, I guess.
Trump's doing his thing.
Yeah. Honestly, I don't give much of a shit about this signal thing. I haven't been following it much, but apparently everyone else is. So if you give a shit about this, tell me about it.
Well, I mean, everybody's making a big deal about it, but like we said on previous shows, that there was nothing really classified that came out on this thing.
Yeah.
It was like, we're going to do this. The target has been confirmed here, blah, blah, blah. Birds are in the air, blah, blah, blah. No time involved, no location involved.
Well, that's why, and I remember saying specifically, I thought that this was leaked intentionally.
I do too. I think it's leaked intentionally.
Yeah, to Goldberg, because remember, he's the same one who said the Russian collusion. He's the first one to deny the Hunter Biden laptop.
Yeah.
He was going to release a whole bunch of this stuff because they knew he was going to release this because there's no shorthand in this thing. Like everyone shorthands in text form, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they set out like Well, we said we weren't going to bomb Yemen. Nobody knows who the Houthis are, so maybe they basically explained why they were doing this, and
Right.
they got this far left reporter to tell everybody
You know what would be
why this
funny?
attack happened.
You know what would be funny? They're like a live video of them fucking texting to each other.
What, standing next to each other laughing
Yeah,
about it?
yeah. Like let's see him bite this shit.
Yeah, yeah. You
But
think there's
this,
enough bait on this hook?
yeah, and this is what I was saying. That fucking phrase, Mandrake is doing what Mandrake does. Magic. This is fucking like watch what my right hand doing to worry about what my left hand's doing. You know.
Oh, yeah, you're looking at the shiny keys.
Yeah, you know, it's like hold on, because he was doing something else too. I forgot what it was. They was doing at the same time, and nobody else put attention to it. Or like, oh shit, we got leaking fucking footage about this fucking conversation, and Trump was doing something else. Like nobody stopped him.
Yeah, he's already moved on to like 6 different things, and you're still
Yeah.
talking about
When you were
Signal Act.
watching this, he was like fucking. I don't
Putting
know.
tariffs in place.
Yeah, something like that. I forgot what it was. Like, oh my god, you guys are stupid, and you guys are going out like, yeah, we got him. Hold on, there's nothing here. What?
Did you see this thing that just got through the Congress? Johnson's kind of upset. 9 Republicans joined the Democrats about allowing women that had babies to vote remotely in Congress. Like,
I don't like it.
I don't like it at all. And
because the double fuck standard.
Well, there's only 13 women that have ever had a baby while serving in Congress. And I don't like the idea that you get to send someone to vote in your place. It's like, just resign your position as a congresswoman if you're going to have a baby.
Well, President Trump supports it.
I think it's a terrible idea.
Fucking, I'm sorry, he's a fucking blue knight. Because he got money. He can be able to like, oh, okay, she wants $1 million, give her $1 million. Whatever. I can't do that shit. Sorry, Trump. I like you, but I cannot be fucking a blue knight.
Representative Paulina Luna.
I
typically liked her. She's one of these.
Oh, dude, I wish she would have had my baby. I'd be okay with that. Like, whatever.
She went and voted with the, hey, I should be able to send someone else to vote for me right after I have a baby.
Yeah, no, sorry. You in Congress, it's a fucking duty.
Nobody even shared that article to the group.
It's a fucking duty. It's not
Speaker
fucking.
Johnson furious at 9 Republicans.
Hey, do you like doing duty?
Oh no, dude! I know what duty is.
Do you like doing duty? Do you like it? No, but you do it.
And satisfying, but no,
no, but you fucking do it, don't you?
Yeah.
Okay, Brian, do you like doing duty?
I love taking a poop.
No, you don't. But you fucking do it. I don't like it, but I do it. You know what? You're fucking Congress. Navy, this is the job when and tell. You fucking suck it up and you fucking do it.
Well, and what, you hold office as a congressperson for 2 years, right?
It's a fucking service. If you don't want to fucking serve, get the fuck out. Don't fucking.
That's what I'm saying, though. It's a 2-year job. Yes. Just don't get pregnant in the 2 years that you're gonna be in office. You know.
Yeah, but you know what? If you get pregnant, just if you're a fucking Republican, suck it up. Go keep voting. Okay, I'm sorry.
Either come and vote in person or resign your position. Let someone else take it who can do the job properly.
Yeah,
clearly your attention is divided at this point, right?
Yeah, I don't care. Like, I'm sorry. You. If I get, let's say for instance, I'm a congressman, and I get my wife pregnant, okay, and I want to be with them, I'm sorry, I have to resign my office.
I don't know. Secretary of Transportation under Biden, Blinken. How much time did he take off because he bought a baby?
No, that was fucking Buttigieg.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was Lincoln.
Blinken is the fucking defense. He went after he got fucking the ass and disappeared for a while because he don't like the way the fucking finger felt in his fucking asshole.
Yeah, he didn't get that prostate done right.
Mm-hmm.
What got me though was Blinken and Anthony Blinken or Anthony Blinken.
Buttigieg, so disappeared for a while.
No, I'm just saying Blinken. He started going by A Blinken, so it sounded like A.
Oh yeah, A Blinken.
Oh god.
And I was like, oh, that's
one of those fucking guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
Any other topics from leftovers?
Well, some woman in Pennsylvania accused some stranger of rape because she's a bitch, and kidnapping. She just got sentenced to jail. But I think if you are sentenced to prison time because of false accusation, you should serve the same sentence the person accused would have served had they been convicted.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You
Yeah.
accuse someone of rape, now you should serve the sentence of rape.
Yeah, I mean, you wanna have fucking equal rights, equal rights, equal left.
Exactly. And
You
she
know.
admitted that she made it up too. So it's
Yeah.
not even like a
Oh my god.
we think you're wrong. She's
Then
like, oh, yeah, no.
dude, I saw a video recently about fucking all these boys are getting fucked over because they want to be gender neutral in a way. It's gonna backfire. The entire country is gonna go fucking far right, and all these females are gonna lose their fucking female rights in a way.
Oh, especially Gen Z, they are leaning hard left.
Oh yeah,
hard to the right.
Yep.
Because of what's been going on their entire life. They're looking at this like, what the fuck is going on? This is ridiculous. Yeah. These kids will never be able to buy a house unless something changes. They will never be a homeowner.
Yeah, and it's gonna change hard. And this, I was scared of the left because the way the left, the transvestite is the fucking problem. I was scared. Then they're gonna go hardcore, against the left. I mean the transvestite community. But right now, in a way, a little bit scared of the right. The way everything's going, you know. I mean.
Even your younger millennials are having a tough time.
Yeah.
Buying homes and vehicles. You know
yeah.
What I
mean? If they can bring it to the center to make a little bit more common sense, I think I'll be okay with it. But I don't know.
Well, one more topic I did want to bring up. There were some special elections.
Oh yeah.
Florida the Republicans took all the seats available. Wisconsin, do you know Wisconsin citizens can vote for Supreme Court?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Every state's different. Because since you could vote for judges and stuff.
But Supreme Court justices, though, I was like, oh, that's okay. But Wisconsin put in this far liberal guy, and apparently what people are thinking is that they're going to change a whole bunch of rules and allow more gerrymandering.
Yeah, but it is what it is, and it's already conservative. I mean, leftist, anyways. Not the
Wisconsin voted Trump, though.
It's not gonna make a difference.
Right? That's why I'm leaning more and more that they're voting for Trump, not the Republican Party. So
exactly, like I've said, Trump is no Republican. He said the same thing. He's saying the same stuff now. Nancy Pelosi was saying in the 90s. He said stuff on Oprah Winfrey that he said recently that Oprah's like, would you ever run for president? I'll be your VP.
She was going to lose so much money running for president.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, and he's like, I don't really want to unless something ever went wrong. And she's like, do you think you'd win? He's like, well, I don't do stuff to lose. I'm like,
exactly.
This sounds just like Trump, doesn't it?
One out of three he lost. That ain't bad.
Yeah. All right. Oh, there we go. Brian, that is our show. Let's pinch this turd off.
All right.